Hello and welcome to the demo for Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. You heard me right, this is a brand new Star Trek Voyager game, and I am very happy that this exists. It shouldn't, it's based off a TV show that's 30 years old, but I'm very happy this exists because I am obsessed with this era of Star Trek. I'm very biased towards this game just from the offset. And apparently it's a choice-based FTL-like game, which sounds very interesting, going from place to place, running low on resources, having to decide whether your morals outweigh the need for different resources that you could gather. It's an interesting premise for a game, and I quite like the idea of it being around Voyager, because Voyager, the TV show, was also based around that premise. Now, whether it fulfilled that premise, that's, up for debate, but it was about the idea of a ship being stranded alone, long way from home, just trying to figure out whether they could keep the morals that they hold dear in a situation where they don't have the resources to be able to do it, they don't have the backing, they don't have the existing capital, they just gotta survive. And then it's also got other twists in it where you've got a mix of different crews appearing when you get into this place where you have to work together to survive with people who you don't necessarily know and who you might not necessarily agree with morally, and you have to find compromises and things. And it sounds like it'd be a very interesting game. So that's what we're going to find out. We're going to see, is this game actually any good, or is it just a very weird cash-in 30 years after the fact? Let's find out. Now, it is going to start us directly in episode 1 of the TV show. So if you've seen it, you will see some very familiar sights. So let's jump right in. New game. You're the captain of the Federation ship USS Voyager. Stardate 4831. Oh, a new ship, a new crew, a new mission. Let's start from here. Today we embark on a mission to locate a Maquis vessel that has disappeared in the Badlands. Starfleet intelligence believes these terrorists have acquired dangerous new technology. My chief of security, Tuvok, is undercover aboard that ship. I haven't received communication from him in over a week. The Badlands are treacherous. I can only hope he's safe. In the meantime, I have a starship to prepare for launch and a crew to assemble. Speaking of which, our final 2 crew members have just arrived, Ensign Harry Kim and Tom Paris. Tom Paris is interesting. It seems I have a few introductions to make. So Tom Paris is a weirdly controversial character. Not in so much as the character is controversial, but the fact that he exists is controversial, because there's another character very much like him in TNG called Nick LaCurno, who has a very similar backstory, and is played by the same actor. But they brought in Tom Paris as a character because I believe, and I might have got this wrong, but I believe if it was the same character, they would have had to have paid royalties to the original writer. New character, they don't have to do that, so it can be the same type of character with the same actor, with a very similar backstory, but it's a new character technically, so no royalties. I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, as an aside, it's completely irrelevant to what we're doing today. Gentlemen, welcome to Voyager. Ensign Kim, you're fresh from the academy. Ready for your first deep space assignment? Reporting for duty, Captain. It's an honor to be here. I hope I can live up to your expectations. Ensign Kim, I trust you've already met Tom Paris, our esteemed observer, a former Maquis pilot who will help us search the Badlands for Maquis vessels. With due respect, ma'am, observer is hardly a title befitting my talents. I'm the best damn pilot in the sector. Call me pilot extraordinaire Ensign. The Maquis? Well, I've heard a lot of stories about them. Relax, I was with the Maquis only a few weeks before I was captured and sent to a lovely little penal colony in New Zealand. Prison? Enough chatter, gentlemen. All hands, this is the captain. Report to your stations. Helm, take us to the Badlands. Maximum warp. I gotta say, it may not look that pretty, but it is very accurate to the first episode of Voyager. Into the Badlands. The Badlands, a treacherous region of space where violent plasma storms can cripple even the most advanced starships. Captain Janeway observes the swirling chaos from the view screen, a subtle smile playing on her lips. She's ready for the challenge. Scanners are picking up no other vessels in the system, Captain. It's your time to shine, Mr. Paris. Any idea where your former colleagues might be hiding? It wasn't exactly Maquis of the Year, Captain, but they did prefer underground bases, remote planets, and... Captain, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm reading a coherent Tetrion beam scanning us, and a displacement wave heading towards us. A colossal wave of turbulent energy surges towards Voyager, its power dwarfing anything the crew has ever seen. With no time to analyze the threat, emergency measures are initiated. Red alert, helm evasive maneuvers. No effect. The wave will intercept us in 5 seconds. Brace for impact. And... the aftermath. As the crew regains consciousness, they find their bridge in total devastation. Twisted metal, sparking consoles, and injured crewmates paint a grim picture. What just happened? Damage report. Major hull and deck damage. The transporters are offline and we're receiving casualty reports. Bridge to sick bay. Doctor, I've got injured crew on the bridge. Doctor? Damn. Captain, we're losing systems across multiple decks. The deuterium tanks are empty. Warp core's gone to grey mode. We're on reserves, barely. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Scan for the nearest source of deuterium. External sensors are offline. Stellar cartography must be down. Voyager's blind, Captain. Janeway to engineering. We need stellar cartography back online now. Welcome to the tutorial. Okay. So, we got a tutorial. Awesome. Well, I am going to not click on that because it wasn't what I was meant to do, but we have this tutorial over here we can look at, and then activate room. Activate stellar cartography in the left part of the ship. To activate it, open up its menu and press the power supply button. Or we can press E, but we'll do it the way it told us to. Captain, sensors are picking up something out there, but what Harry is trying to stammer is that we're not in the Badlands anymore. What is that thing? Where are we? If our sensors are working, we just dumped over 70,000 light years into the Delta Quadrant. The Delta Quadrant? How? Captain, life support systems are failing. This array will have to wait. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Find us a deuterium source. Scan. Scan points of interest marked with white question marks to reveal resources. Okay. So I can decide to scan places like this. Okay, so let's scan this Class J planet. Now we can get deuterium. Navigate your ship towards various locations. While traveling, time passes in the form of cycles. Ah, okay. Keep track of your resources in the main HUD. Deuterium, your fuel, that powers the warp drive. Duranium and tritanium. Essential for construction and repair. Crew is needed to operate key systems and rooms. Okay, so fuel, repair, and crew. Got it. Points of interest. When visiting points of interest, you can choose between different approaches with different risks and outcomes. The different colors of the choice bar represent the possible outcomes. Excellent. Dark green and good, light green outcomes. More rewards like extra resources, morale increase, etc. Average, yellow, can include minor setbacks. Bad orange and terrible red outcomes provide low rewards, and medium to major setbacks like destroyed rooms, hull damage, or severe injuries. Okay, so we can go here, which has the fuel that we need. Okay. Also, I was thinking, is the fuel not usually called dilithium? But no, deuterium fuel here. Okay, got it. That's fine. Well, I will set a course then. And this is effectively our turns. So is there a way to see, like how many... Oh, right, so we can see past cycles up here. So that's our current time in game. I'm assuming each cycle will then use some of, you know, the resources that we have. Let's set course. Okay. Set course. Okay. We use 2 cycles. We detected a small debris field scattered across a wide area. The debris appears to be the remnants of a vessel. Maybe we can find something useful in here. So I can get easily accessible resources, or I can use the tractor beam to clump up the debris for easier collection. That's because I have a tractor beam. I don't see why I wouldn't. Oh, because it could go bad. I'm going to go for it anyway. It went fantastically. Wonderful. Captain, we can now deactivate grey mode. Captain, ready to increase warp core output. The warp core is the reactor that powers the ship. To generate energy, it continuously consumes deuterium. Depending on the reactor level, you produce more energy, but more deuterium is required. Increase the power output by selecting main engineering and switching the warp core to a higher tier. Okay, that's fine. So I want to go main engineering and select a higher tier. So these are locked, I think, so I want to go to this one. Our energy levels are returning to normal, Captain. Good. Now what about this thing, this array? I can't tell, Captain, but our scanners detected a Maquis vessel next to it. Scan for life signs, which is a 100% success chance, or try hailing them. Let's scan for life signs. Scan the ship for life signs, Ensign. There's no one on board, Captain. Alright, let's scan the array. What about the array? Seems our sensors can't penetrate it. We'll just have to see for ourselves. I want the transporter room repaired and ready. Mr. Paris, get us to a duranium deposit. We'll need it to repair the transporter room. Okay, so I assume we have to scan and then go to these places. So this is saying that... Alright, so it costs 1 fuel to produce 5 electricity, which is 20 to produce 100 per cycle. Okay, so it can produce 100 power per cycle. We're currently using 15. But it's going to use 20 of this. See, this is where you start to get into the gamey aspect, into the resource management aspect. It's okay, so I need this much to do this, I need this much to do this, it's going to take us this many cycles to go here, and it's about working out where the balance is and where you can actually where you can get the most value. So I'm going to hope that there's something here, because these are both 3 cycles away. Let's try this cloud. So it has some more fuel, which isn't really what we're after. How about the Class D planet? It has the duranium we need. Alright, let's set a course. We detected a small debris field scattered across a wide area. The debris appears to be the remnants of a vessel. Maybe we can find something useful there. I'm going to take the risk again for more of this. Fantastic, I succeeded. Wonderful. We now have all the duranium we need. Engineering is standing by to repair the transporter, Captain. Okay, so I want to go here and then repair. Wonderful. And there's still a tutorial on it, actually, repairing rooms. Damaged rooms are not operational. Selecting a room will bring up the room controls. If you have the resources and work teams needed, you can initiate repairs. Repairing a room takes time/cycles. Commence cycles by flying to other locations. Ah, so how many things is it going to take? Oh, it took 0 on this one, I guess. Okay, transporters are back online, Captain. Mr. Paris, set course for the array. It's time we got some answers. Alright. Do I want to go here and get fuel first, though? I think I probably do. I don't see any reason not to go here and get fuel first. Sensors detect a dense cloud of interstellar gas with an unusually high concentration of deuterium. I can deploy collector probes for a safer, less efficient collection, or I can try and maneuver Voyager into the unknown of the cloud. Let's just go for the safe one. We don't need fuel right now, and this would double our amount of fuel anyway if it succeeds, so... Okay, we got half that. Captain, we lost contact with a few of the collector probes. They seem to have malfunctioned in a dense gas cloud. Okay, but we got some fuel for it. We got more than we used getting here. Let's set a course over here. Let's go. Ensign Kim and Mr. Paris, get ready for your first away mission. Away missions present a series of challenges. Heroes possess skills and traits. Select heroes with matching skills for your away team. Okay. In this case, we're going for Harry Kim, who is quick-witted, apparently. He's got 25 repair and 29 science, I guess? And these are the challenges I'm going to face while we're on here. So we're going to have a science, repair. And quick-witted is a recommended trait. What does it do, though? Does it tell me anywhere? No hovering over anything. It just says it's recommended. Okay. And then I'm going to choose Tom Paris, who's a pilot. And this has got what I'm assuming is leadership. And then medical. And then repair. I think that's what we're working with here, although I'm just guessing based upon the symbol. Tutorial, away mission. Decide an approach and select a hero to complete the challenge with the appropriate skill. If the skill is lower than the requirement, a success chance is displayed. Captain, we seem to materialize in the middle of a cornfield. This place is eerily similar to Earth, but something's off. Any suggestions on what to do next? Okay, so I can look for footprints or special noises, which is a 25% success chance, or scan for any life signs or strange energy signatures, which is 29. I'm not entirely sure I've got this right, but let's go for the... Let's look at what we've got. I'm gonna assume that we should do science here, because although there are other science checks, all the other science checks have a lot of other options. So let's do science. Although I guess you could say the same about this, but we could do this one with it. We could do repair on 3, and then we could do this on the final one, assuming that it causes us problems to use the same one multiple times, because we're using a resource here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I can see... So can I do both, or... No, I can only do one or the other. It's not meant to display a success chance? Oh, that is it displaying its success chance. Okay, so it's like 90%. Okay, let's confirm. Oh, I have to hold it down. 29 out of 33 and we failed. The tricorder offers no helpful readings. Harry and Tom wander aimlessly through the corn, feeling increasingly lost and disorientated. Just as they are about to give up hope, they stumble upon a farm with people working the fields. An old man sits on the porch of a nearby farmhouse, strumming a banjo. After a challenge, the participating team members are fatigued and their skill values are reduced. Let them rest for the next challenge to recover and plan ahead accordingly. Okay, so I think I was right in how this works. Captain, this old man seems harmless enough. He might know what's going on here. How should we approach him? Okay. So, because we've already used this guy, he's much worse. So we've already used Harry Kim. So using science again would not be good. So we can choose to do a 21 out of 22 medical check. Or we can do a 25 out of 40, I'm assuming leadership or authority check. Okay, but this would give us plus 15 as a reward. I missed that there was rewards for it. But I'm going to take this because it's like almost guaranteed as a success. And we failed the first one. Harry and Tom discreetly observe the old man, trying to analyze his body language. Something feels off, like he is putting on an act, but they can't quite put their finger on why. The old man seems perplexed by their presence, muttering about Harry and Tom being early and how it is not their turn yet. He invites them to stay at the farm and wait, offering them some fresh corn cobs. You can select more than one hero for a challenge if they possess the required skill. If the accumulated skill value is equal or higher than the required number, you have a chance for a critical success, the golden part of the chance bar. The old man isn't much help. We'll try and find the Maquis ourselves. There's a large barn behind the farmhouse. The tricorder readings are off the charts. There's definitely something strange about it, especially about that back wall. So if I do this, I can get fuel. Oh, I guess these are research points or something? Okay. So I can take my 50-50, my 75%, or I can do this, and then I have a chance of a golden one. But he is fatigued, so he will continue to be fatigued into the next one. But the game suggested I do it, so I'm going to do it. Okay, we didn't get the golden bit, but that's fine. Harry and Tom try to disrupt the energy field, causing a flicker in the air, but before they can break the illusion, people from the field burst in, wielding farm tools as weapons. The old man appears and reveals the barn is an illusion, back wall dissolving to show a bluish, glowing room where unconscious people, including a tattooed man and a half-Klingon woman, lie on surgical tables. Consequences. Sometimes you will have to make major decisions that have a large influence on how the story proceeds. These decisions are marked with a golden outline. These people must be the missing Maquis. They are being held here, Captain. We must get them out of here. Okay. So, I can try and wake up the half-Klingon woman or the tattooed man. So this will be Chakotay and B'Elanna. Okay. Well, what was this resource? Whatever this is. Oh, that's the repair resource. Yeah, okay. I don't know, let's keep going for fuel. Let's try and wake up the half-Klingon woman. Harry sprints towards the half-Klingon woman, hoping to rouse her. As he reaches out, the old man stops him, a look of concern on his face. Before Harry can react, a blinding white light fills the room and everything goes blank. Mission complete. And then they get some experience and they level up. Nice. A sudden return. Captain Janeway anxiously awaits the return of her away team when Harry Kim unexpectedly materializes behind her. What happened on the array? Whoa, I'm back on Voyager? What happened over there, Mr. Kim? We lost contact with you for several hours. Hours? But we were just there, right? Tom? Seems like he's still on the array. I hope you have a hidden piloting talent because we're short. Also, what's interesting is we've just diverged from canon. So, in canon, I think it's Harry who gets stuck on the array, and in this one, Tom has been stuck on the array. So, we've diverged a little bit, and I'm sure there'll be consequences. Captain, we're being hailed by the Maquis. Aha! So, also, as a consequence of it, Chakotay was the one who was on the Maquis ship in canon, but now we've got B'Elanna, so we're on a completely different story path, which I think is going to be the interesting stuff here. Now, obviously, you have to be obsessed with the source material to care, but I think that's kind of cool. Anyway, Starfleet, I don't know what you did to our commander, but I can still ram this wreck into your precious starship. Ram us. One of our own is also missing. Would it not make sense to postpone the ramming until we're all accounted for? Does that sound reasonable? We're beaming over. Face to face. Despite Janeway's invitation, the arrival of the Maquis crew is fraught with tension. Both sides remain wary as they prepare to discuss their shared predicament. Don't play games, Starfleet. We're armed and ready to defend ourselves. I wouldn't have it any other way. Glad to have you back, Tuvok. Likewise, Captain. Miss Torres, I must inform you that I was assigned to infiltrate the Maquis. I never liked you, Vulcan. That is unsurprising. I assure you, I performed my Maquis duties to the highest standards. Attack. You win some, you lose some. Let's focus on bringing Mr. Paris and your commander back. His name is Chakotay. We can't get back in that easy. They're sealed, and their communications are cut off. Also, if Chakotay seems like he's a very Native American stereotype, that's because he is. Because the person who they brought in to be their advisor for like Native American like culture. I believe, now again I might have this wrong, I might be mixing up things, but I believe he wasn't Native American, and in fact had been brought onto other shows and had been fired for similar consequences of not knowing anything about what he was talking about. So yeah, many production weirdness things that may pop up here. Lieutenant Tuvok, get down to engineering and find a way to bypass whatever's jamming our communications. Report back as soon as you have a solution. Captain, the ship's status remains critical. Repair protocols are imperative. We require resources in the engineering office to mobilize additional workforces. Prioritize life support. Secure core decks and restore Deck 5 functionality first to gain access to the engineering office. Life support. To be able to supply power to a room, you need to activate the life support unit of the corresponding deck. Each life support unit consumes energy, so plan accordingly. Okay, so we would... Oh, and we can zoom all the way back out. So what we'd have to say is, okay, this is the life support for this deck, so I now need to power that up if I want anything that's on the deck. Got it. So I am going to power on life support, and that costs us 18 energy. Life support restored on Deck 5, Captain. Engineering office is now accessible. And of course it's a mess. We'll have to fix it before we can even use it. Okay, but that now means that we're now using 33 consumption every single cycle, which means that we're going to be using like 25 deuterium every cycle, although we are now full on deuterium, so it's not that big a deal. Have we got any more things in here? Nope. Okay. Well, I'm going to repair this. I'm not going to dismantle it. That sounds like a horrible idea. So take 2 cycles. Repairs in progress. Until completion, it would be logical to scan all planets in the system and gather more deuterium and duranium. Okay. Let's zoom out. Okay, how do I move? Oh, I move like that. Okay. Well, let's start with the class piece planet that's nearby. Okay, so it's got some deuterium plus something else. The asteroid. Duranium. Duranium. Deuterium. Deuterium. Duranium. So we want to head over here if we're after this, because we don't really need any more fuel, because we're absolutely full on it. So let's head to the asteroid that's 6 cycles away. Set a course. Engineering is now repaired. Provides up to 1 work team. Work teams are required to perform repairs, construction, and hull repair on the board of Voyager. On board of Voyager. Okay, let's enter the ship. We can now go in here and open it up. Engineering office fully operational again, Captain. We now have an additional work team to carry out 2 tasks simultaneously. Building or repairing rooms, even clearing rubble, occupies work teams. To be able to carry out several tasks at the same time, obtain additional teams by building or upgrading engineering offices. Logically, we should now focus on Deck 2 and the mess hall to ensure the crew's food supply, maintaining their physical endurance. This requires reactivating life support in that section first. The morale bar shows your current morale and the change of morale per cycle, the icons indicating your crew's needs. Open the overview screen by pressing tab and switch to morale to get detailed information about your crew's needs. Your decisions in ship management, food, crew quarters, and events affect crew morale. If morale falls to 0, the crew mutinies and the game is over. Okay, so this is one of the other things where it's game over. So like game over if you don't have fuel, basically. Game over if you don't have morale. You can see where things are going to go here. Okay. So the main problems right now are that they don't really have any food, and they don't have any quarters to sleep in. So they've got neutral morale because it's a new state of affairs, but they're not going to be overly happy for long. Okay. Well, let's toggle life support. Life support restored on Deck 2, Captain. Access to the mess hall is now possible. However, it has sustained extensive damage. Emergency rations are currently deployed. After repair, the crew can access replicator rations again. Okay. So I now want to repair this. Can I change anything in here? Oh, so you can change... Ah, okay, you can change what kind of stuff you're on. And you can assign heroes to rooms. Okay. Well, we're going to repair it for 6, and it's going to take 1 work crew for 3 cycles. Repairs in progress. Until completion, we should address crew accommodation. Ruined rooms must be cleared to create room for residential sections. The ship is heavily damaged and many parts are destroyed beyond repair. To free up new building space, you will first have to remove the remnants of the old. Select the room and give the orders to clear the debris. And that takes cycles. Okay, so we're going to clear this. While waiting for our work teams to finish, we should continue to collect more resources. Let's go. Hey, we finished the mess hall. Provides the crew with a place where they can gather for meals and relax away from their duty stations. Mess hall repairs are completed, Captain. We should switch to replicator rations now. It would enhance crew well-being. With every cycle your crew consumes rations, you can always use emergency rations which don't require resources but lower morale. The crew is used to consuming premium rations made by the replicator. Those increase morale but consume deuterium. Okay, so you can switch between them and like maybe you could have a couple of cycles on emergency rations, a couple on premium while you're balancing your resources. So in this one we're going to switch to this. Replicator rations are now issued to the crew, Captain. Alright, so now we've done that. Okay, that's fine. But now we're using this, but there's no production apparently here. But there's no production. That's fine. That's just because we haven't done any cycles, right? 1 deuterium replicates food for 3 crew per cycle. 17 is required to replicate food for all 50 crew per cycle. But we only have 28 crew right now. Okay, fair enough. I guess this is saying we have no food stored up ahead of time, so we're directly using fuel for food, right? So currently, every single cycle, we're having to use fuel to pay for our food. But we don't really want to do that. We would much rather have a capacity of food stored up, because then if we have a sudden need for fuel or a sudden need for extra power that isn't the mess hall, we can provide that. So that's like a problem that we have like sitting here that's going to appear at some point. Okay. Cool. I want to unselect that. Or deselect that. Anything else I want to do? Do I want to break from the tutorial and do something else? Or am I think I'm probably happy to just follow the tutorial right now. Which means that I should leave here. How do I do that? Do I just zoom out? How do I get... Oh, I press 2. There we go. And now we've finished the ruined room. Wonderful. There we go. Ruined room removal concluded. Maybe we should rebuild some crew quarters now. It'll do wonders for morale, Captain. To build new rooms, select an empty building space to bring up the construction menu. If you have enough work teams and resources, you can build the room. Every room needs a corresponding area, so plan accordingly. Here, I'm going to build a emergency quarters for the crew. Right, so I'm going to build it here. Your crew is the lifeblood of your ship. Each room requires personnel to operate, so keep this in mind when adding new rooms or upgrades. Don't forget to provide the necessary accommodation or morale may drop faster than you'd like. So that's going to take 4 cycles to finish that. Well, oh, I'm being called, apparently. Okay. Captain, the array's jamming signal has been neutralized. We should be able to establish communication. Let's hope they respond. Hail the array. Who is this? Why are you bothering me? Oh, it's you. Why are you back? You don't have what I need. I remember that voice, Captain. It's the old man with the banjo. But his form is entirely different compared to how he appeared on the array. I'm Captain Janeway of the Federation starship Voyager. We mean you no harm. We just want our people back. Your people? Your people are no longer here. They might have what I need. You'll just have to leave him. I can appeal to his humanity. I can intimidate him. I can let Torres talk. Or I can scan the array for Tom and Chakotay. It's optional. Let's do it. Let's scan the array. It's a 100% success chance. I won't rely on the words of a stranger. Scan the array for life signs of Tom and Chakotay. No sign of them, Captain, and no humanoid life forms indicated at all. Who or what are we talking to right now? Okay. Don't know what benefit that gave us, but we've done it now. You know what? It's got a low chance of success, but I'll let Torres talk. No, listen here, Gramps. Return Chakotay or I'll use that banjo in ways only a Klingon could. Got it? You are so insignificant. I have no time for this. There just isn't enough time. Time for what? No, you're stealing my time. Don't you understand? I don't have time. Not enough time. You've been cut off, Captain. Miss Torres, your blunt Maquis tactics were useless. I expected... I know how to survive, your ladyship. It's not like the Federation ever gave us a chance to practice diplomacy. Captain, Commander, I fail to see how the spirited debate will help us locate our missing crew members. Perhaps a more logical approach would be beneficial. Huh. You're right, Tuvok. It seems the Delta Quadrant is getting to our heads. What do you suggest? I have observed that the array has been sending energy pulses towards the 5th planet of the neighboring system ever since our arrival. Given the lack of information regarding our missing crew's location, investigating this planet appears to be the most logical next step. It's the only lead we have. Thoughts, Miss Torres? We're stuck with each other, Janeway. We work together and go our separate ways. Fine? Helm, set a course for the 5th planet of the neighboring system. Let's find our people. Set a course for the 5th planet of the neighboring system. Maximum warp. Sector map. The sector map shows the entire sector with several star systems. You can either travel directly to another system or you can scan the system first and select a specific pol to visit. Okay, optional, clear more ruined rooms and build more emergency quarters. Okay. Well, it's beeping at me, so I'm gonna do this. Okay, and then let's scan this one then. Oh, we can choose where to go. Let's go to Akampa. Set a course. Set maximum warp. And we're off, I think. We're just turning around. Oh no, we're here. Oh, never mind. That was quicker than I thought it would be. Okay then. So I want to click on it. Captain, we've reached our destination. Orders? Continue. Let's see what we have here. A new lead. Following the caretaker's energy pulses, Voyager discovers a desert planet with a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Are Tom Paris and Captain Chakotay perhaps being held in this place? What makes this place so special? Do a general scan of the planet. Let's see what we can learn about this planet. There's all the basic characteristics of an M-class planet, but no ocean, no river, nothing. However, there are settlements. Leave it at that. Strange, but intriguing. Check the energy impulses. Anything noteworthy about the energy pulses? They are consistently targeting a single location, a barren piece of desert. I recommend an away team investigates the area. There is something else. The interval between each pulse has decreased by 0.47 seconds since we left the array. They're getting faster. The entity says he's running out of time, right? Whatever that means, we'd better hurry. Prepare an away team. We'll examine this world firsthand. Alright. Ooh. Hello there. Captain, a small ship is approaching. They're hailing us. On screen. First contact. A peculiar alien with mischievous grin greets Voyager from his chaotic vessel. Neither Starfleet nor the Maquis have ever seen such a species before, perhaps an inhabitant of the Delta Quadrant. Greetings, looking for something on this dusty old rock? Would we find anything, Mr. Neelix? Never seen a ship like yours. Let me guess, you were whisked away from somewhere else in the galaxy and brought here against your will? Sounds as though you've heard this story before. Thousands of times. Well, hundreds of times, maybe 50 times, but the Caretaker has been bringing ships here for months now. The Caretaker? That's what the Ocampa call him. He probably snatched some of your crew too, right? They're likely down the planet with the Ocampa. But Captain, it's a tricky place, dangerous. You could use a guide, but, well, of course a guide needs a little, you know. Compensation sounds fair. Wonderful. To be honest, I've had it rough recently. Those pesky void voles have been nibbling away at my supplies. Some food and water would be most welcome. If you help us find our missing crew, you'll have all the food and water you want. Here's a deal. With that, we have recruited Neelix. What you think of that is up to how you see Neelix. Also, is this saying we've got 20 cycles left? Ah, cool, because we would run out of a resource. Alright. Rebuild Voyager and explore the system, or skip cycles until Neelix is ready to talk. Why wouldn't he be ready to talk? We just agreed to help, but okay, that's fine. Do some scanning. Try to scan everywhere. Is there any negative to scanning? There doesn't appear to be any negative to scanning, so I don't know why I wouldn't just scan everywhere immediately. Sensors have detected a small but stable spatial anomaly. It's not dangerous but could provide valuable scientific data. I have no idea what that means. Talaxian Baxial Freighter. Okay. Well, I'm going to head to the debris field, I think. Let's set a course. Emergency quarters. Accommodates 10 crew in crammed limited quality quarters. -1 morale per cycle. Enter ship. We now have some crew quarters and we can see them hanging out. Okay. That's fine. So the main problem is still that we don't have enough quarters for everybody. So we probably want to clear some more ruined rooms and then let's clear this one. So that's 6 cycles. Do I have another team doing anything yet? No. You know what? I probably want to... Let's repair the... let's repair sickbay as well. Missing resources. I'm missing 15 things. Ah, okay. Well, that's fine then. Can I clear this? Or... That cost me 15 as well. So no. Okay, back to the system. Our sensors have detected a small but stable spatial anomaly. It is not dangerous, but could provide valuable scientific data. Alright. Let's scan the anomaly from a safe distance. Cool. Got me science. Wonderful. Call. Caretaker. What a delicious meal. A culinary masterpiece. I've never encountered such a tangy but comforting, smooth yet vibrant concoction. What was it called again? Tomato soup. Tomato soup. I'm something of a culinary wizard myself, you know. My Alfarian hair pasta bowl is widely known for its bold, mouth-watering taste. Mr. Neelix, I am pleased you're enjoying yourself, but we need your assistance now. Ah, yes, your missing crew, right? Scan the southern continent and look for a range of dead volcanoes. At their foot you'll find a Kazon Okla encampment. Kazon what? One Kazon sector many. They control this part of the quadrant. They're a bit, difficult, but with the right approach, even they can be reasoned with. I thought you said the Ocampa had our people. Well, the Ocampa do have your people. It's just finding them is a bit tricky. My old pal, Majid Jabin, the Ogla leader, he might know where to look. He's a nice guy, a bit gruff, but he owes me a favor. Let's ask for some more information. Anything else we should know about these Kazon Ogla? Water's a precious commodity around these parts. The Ogla, they mostly get theirs through trade, so a little liquid diplomacy would go a long way. We'll send an away team down. Very well, prepare an away team, and you'll accompany them, Mr. Neelix. Okay, so I now need to go back over here. But actually, before we do, we're going to go to this Class 1 planet that's right next door. Because it's got some repair stuff that we need. We come across an abandoned mining station. The station is under lockdown and seems to be damaged. Okay. So I'm going to repair some parts of the station. I'm going to go for risky stuff. I want all the resources. We got them. Fantastic. Okay. So now I'm going to go to our ship. That's 2 cycles away. I'm going to start repairing sickbay. Just 3 cycles away now. Back to the system. Let's set a course over here. The ruined room is done, so I can now go here. And then I can build some crew quarters. Let's build some more emergency quarters here. Wonderful. That's fine. Back to the system. Sickbay is done. The ship's primary medical facility heals injured or sick crew and heroes over time. Capacity to heal up to 5 crew simultaneously. Injured and sick crew will be placed in the sickbay automatically. After treatment, they'll go back to work, increasing the efficiency of the sickbay by assigning a suitable hero. Okay. I don't have anyone to assign. Alright then. I guess because it hasn't told me about that yet. That's fine. But we'll leave that be then. Probably don't need to repair the holodeck. Science laboratory? It seems like that might be worth repairing. 2 cycles. Everything... Yep, we're all doing something. That's fine. Hey, science laboratory is done. Allows for analysis of found objects, unlocks the tech tree, and enables research of technology. Produces 1 science points per cycle. Each additional science laboratory increases the research speed. So if I look here, we could do analysis on things if we had anything to analyze, but we don't, so that's fine. We got here phaser control room. That sounds like that would be worth it. You know what? That probably was more important than the science stuff, honestly, but it's okay. Let's repair this. Right, and let's go to Ocampa. Captain, we reached our destination. Orders? Send the away team. So Neelix is going to go. He's a Talaxian botanist. Okay, so that must be combat. And this must be diplomacy, I'm guessing here. So you're good at combat. Oh, that is a phaser. Yeah, so that makes sense. So you're going to go. He's a Vulcan botanist. And then we need a survivalist or an innovator would be useful here. So I'm going to send Balana. Alright, let's start the mission. The away team materializes in a small valley between dead volcanoes. The sun burns down on them mercilessly. The air is hot and dry, and a sandy wind whips into their eyes. Captain, our tricorders are malfunctioning, probably due to the energy impulses. How do we get our bearings in this dust bowl? So because I don't have a survivalist, I can't use cardinal points, so I have to struggle through to a vantage point. Let's go with that. Failure! The away team finds it difficult to make progress in the harsh conditions. Wind and sand slow them down, and the uneven terrain often causes them to stumble. Eventually they reach a ledge exhausted and disorientated. In the distance they spot the Kazon Ogla settlement. However, the wind is picking up, and a massive sandstorm is approaching from the south. Captain, a sandstorm is heading our way. We need to find cover fast. Okay. But, although I failed that previous one, we can now succeed this one with just using 1 character. We can just use Balana here and get a guaranteed success. Or, I suppose I could do a temporary shelter and get like a chance of a golden success. But let's just use Balana. Let's get our guaranteed success. Oh, it still has a chance of gold. Just a very small one. Balana wastes no time. With impressive efficiency, she swiftly constructs a wind-resistant shelter from the surrounding debris. All the while grumbling about the perceived incompetence of the Starfleet team. After what seems like an eternity, the storm subsides. The away team emerges unharmed and sets off in the direction of the Kazon Ogla settlement. Away mission risks. Sometimes certain approaches and away missions bear additional risks. Dangerous approaches are marked by a danger level indicator. Failing such a challenge can result in injuries or even fatalities. Oh. Captain, we've reached the settlement. How do we approach the people? I can let Neelix do the introduction, which is guaranteed. I can approach it in a Starfleet manner, which is not guaranteed. Or I can do this one, which is not guaranteed and it's dangerous. And approach intimidatingly, weapons at the ready. I'm going to let Neelix do the introduction. That's why we brought him after all. Neelix bounds forward, greeting the Kazon Ogla in his usual boisterous manner. The women and children seem to recognize him, but their expressions are skeptical rather than welcoming. The men approach cautiously, weapons in hand. A tall Kazon emerges from the settlement. Jabin, their leader. At the sight of Neelix, his face darkens. In the background, a badly bruised young woman who looks nothing like the Kazon, but more like a human with pointy ears, peers around the corner. Seems like the Kazon don't find Neelix as charming as he led us to believe. How should we appease them, Captain? So I can assure them we have no bad intentions, which is a morale-boosting thing to do. I can demonstrate strength to keep them at bay, or I can offer them water in exchange for information about the Ocampa, which can be very, very successful. Okay, well this might not be the best solution, knowing how it goes, but let's do it. Critical success! The away team offers Jabin water from their replicators. Fascinated by this technology, Jabin accepts the offer and becomes more receptive. He explains that the Ocampa live underground, their access controlled by the caretaker, who also provides their only source of water. As proof, Jabin points to a bruised Ocampa woman he is holding as a slave, explaining that she is one of the few who have managed to reach the surface when suddenly Neelix grabs a phaser. He points at Jabin and demands for the Ocampa girl to be freed. Things are getting out of hand, Captain. We should retreat. Okay. So we can appease and carefully withdraw, tactical retreat, run, or secure the retreat with phaser fire. You know what? It's a low chance of success, but let's try some diplomacy. Success! Kess recruited. The away team raises their hands in a gesture of peace, slowly backing away while choosing their words carefully to calm the angry Kazon. Jabin, though furious at Neelix's impulsive action, recognizes the away team's intelligent attempt to de-escalate the situation. He allows them to retreat, though his eyes burn with anger. Hey, we got some morale for that. Okay, people are a little happier. Wonderful. That went surprisingly well, I would say. Nobody died. More than gratitude? Safely back on Voyager, Neelix surprises the rest of the away team as he and the rescued woman kiss passionately. How deep does the relationship between those two go? And is it weird? It's a little weird. For reasons they haven't got into. My dearest Kess, didn't I promise I'd save you? I knew you would come for me, my love. You lied and endangered my crew. This is not how trust is built, Mr. Neelix. He was desperate, Captain. But I understand. I want to repay you and your crew for saving me. As Jabin said, the access to the underground city is controlled by the caretaker. There is a tunnel, but the caretaker sealed it with a security barrier. We may be able to transport through the barrier if it had the slightest breach. A transporter signal amplifier would be necessary. Excellent idea. Cass, can you help us once we've located the breach? Of course, it's the least I can do. I'm grateful. Now, what do you know about the caretaker? What can you tell us about the caretaker? For generations, he provided the Ocampa with food, water, energy, and protection from the outside world. Any idea why he does it, or where he came from? No. We do have stories and legends about him, but they're just stories and legends. How did you and Neelix meet? Kess, Mr. Neelix, I'm curious, how did you two meet? I met Kess when I was trading with the Kazon Ogla. They enslaved her, but she was kind even to someone like me. I had to get her out. He visited, brought me gifts, made me laugh. He was the only good thing in that terrible place. We fell in love. I admit I used you, Captain. I apologize. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Why did you come to the surface? Kess, if it's so dangerous on the surface, why did you leave your home? I felt a strong pull to explore the world beyond our city. I yearned for the freedom to discover new things and learn about myself. Seeing my people so dependent on a caretaker, unable to even think for themselves, it was unbearable. We were once a people who had full command of our mind's abilities. We have things to do! Alright, someone get started on that transporter signal amplifier, and Kess, we'll go to sickbay and have you examined. Captain, the science lab is back online. We can start researching the signal amplifier. Computer, initiate emergency medical holographic program. Introducing the Doctor. With no other options available, Captain Janeway activates Voyager's emergency medical hologram. A shimmering figure materializes in sickbay, ready to provide critical care. Because it doesn't say it here, and it was implied, the Doctor died in the initial thing where things got destroyed. So, yeah, this is the only Doctor left. The emergency medical hologram, a new revolutionary piece of technology where a hologram is your Doctor. Please state the nature of the medical emergency. Doctor, our chief medical officer is dead. You have to take care of sickbay for now, and this patient, Kess. There's no need for concern. I am capable of treating any injury or disease. A broken ulna, a few minor bruises and grazes, nothing I can't handle. You're in the most capable hands, young lady. Thank you, Doctor. That's very kind of you. I expect you to do your best, Doctor. Do my best? Captain, I am programmed for optimal medical care. What else would I do? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a patient to attend to and a sickbay to reorganize. Alright then. It's telling us we got a thing. Science lab. Okay. And sickbay. Which we've already done. Researching technologies and projects requires a science lab. Open the room and select a project. Research takes time, so continue exploring until the project is completed. Transporter signal amplifier 3 cycles. Alright, cool. And 2 cycles for that. Have I got anything else I'm doing? I'm doing quarters in 1 cycle. Alright. We could grab some fuel. We're actually running a little low. Yeah, let's grab some fuel. Emergency quarters are finished. Enter the ship. Wonderful. So morale's only going down by 22 per cycle now. Got anything I can build here? It's weird that that's here already. Interesting. Can I build one in here? No, because I don't have any room. Oh, I see. So actually, I probably want these guys to start clearing this... Actually, clearing... it doesn't matter. Yeah, clearing this ruined room. Let's do that. Right, back here. Phaser control room. We finished it. Fires a powerful beam that deals moderate damage to shields and moderate damage to hull. Providing more energy to phasers in combat increases the fire rate. Each additional phaser control room increases phaser energy threshold in combat by 2, increases weapon subsystem health in combat by 40. Okay. So again, you can put a hero on it and all sorts of other stuff. Well, I'm going to send you to clear this room then. Makes sense to me. Back to the system. Set a course. I'm already here. Set a course. We can use the tractor beam. High chance that we get a lot of stuff. Let's do it. Okay, we only got 260, but it's not that much lower than we would have got otherwise, so... Fine, let's set course for the Alcampa again. We finished the amplifier, and we now have the blueprint. Oh, I see, but I still need to make it. Oh. Access the tech tree to research new upgrades. This way you can upgrade rooms or unlock passive bonuses to increase efficiency. Certain technologies first require an upgrade of tier 1 of a technological category 2. I see, yeah. Unlocking new tech costs research points. That's fine. Captain, the blueprints for the signal amplifier are complete. However, to start production, we need to repair the workshop. Okay. The workshop is on the same floor as the transporter room. Also tech tree. I see. So what have we got? Signal amplifier already? Take shield frequency. Trying to see where the first thing we got is. Also, there's quite clearly a scroll wheel here, but I don't know how you scroll. Or is this just showing the one that's next to it? Might be showing the one that's next to it here. Or, yeah, I'm not entirely sure how we scroll this. I don't see a scroll, but it looks like there's things at the side. Anyway, let's not worry about that. The only thing I can start working on is hull reinforcement. So, do it. It's going to take 12 cycles. Okay. Workshop. Repair it. Repair it. Not enough work teams. Okay, what are they doing? Well, that's our shuttle bay, which needs repaired as well. They're up here, so for 3 cycles they're busy on this ruined room. Let's pause that one. You're now going to start working on the workshop. Cool, 3 cycles. Which means that I shouldn't have come back here to Ocampa. I should have instead gone to the debris field over here. Get more fuel. Workshop is finished. Reduces crafting time by 25%, and we've got the ruined room done as well. Nice. Let's build some more crew quarters. Wait, am I in the same spot? Oh, I must be. Yeah, okay. Build them there. And then, this is now done. Workshop repaired, Captain. We can start production of the signal amplifier. Okay. It's going to be 3 cycles. Wonderful. Then I can tell them to go back to the ruined room and continue progress. Right. Back to the system. I'm going to do tractor beam again. Hey, we got fuel. Like a lot of it. We're now really, really good on fuel right now. I'm going to go to this Class D planet. Get this, and then we'll head back over here afterwards. What's this saying? Let's tractor beam again? Okay. What tutorial didn't I read? Oh, workshop. I see. You can craft unique items. Cool. Now we're going to start working our way back towards Ocampa. Emergency quarters are finished. Wonderful. The signal amplifier has been completed and is ready for use, Captain. It'd be wise to make haste back to Ocampa. Fantastic. So now we can remove... Oh, that's not finished yet, but this one is. The emergency quarters are done. So I can get you to remove that now. Okay. Ruined room is done. So we can remove that, and then we can get you to build some more crew quarters. Which we're almost at the point where we're not losing any morale due to being quarterless, which is nice. Okay. Captain, we reached our destination. Orders? Awaiting. So we're sending Cass, because she is an Ocampa. That's the only recommended trait. We need somebody with gun, I think. Which means that we're going to need you. But only, I guess, if you're going to plan to go down that path, right? Because you could just choose not to. Right? So if you want to send somebody with a phaser, you could send Tuvok. But you don't necessarily have to. You could take the other option. Although on this one, we're going to need to use this or this, which means that you have to send Tuvok, because he's the only person who can do those 2 tasks. I'm guessing you can't send Tom Paris because he's currently oh, no, because he's currently missing. That's the reason you can't send him. So we have to send Tuvok, one way or another. The only thing we're missing is someone who can repair. But I could decide I'm going to do sciencey stuff instead. At which point we could send Harry Kim, and then we can do double science. No, I'm going to send Harry Kim. He's also actually he's okay at repair as well. Oh, you're also okay. Actually, you're pretty good at science as well. Never mind. I'll send Balana. There we go. Upon materializing near the tunnel entrance, a group of Kazon is already there, tinkering with the security barrier in frustration. As soon as they notice the away team, they reach for their weapons, but hesitate. Careful, shouts one of them. Don't let them butter you up. Oh, why not? Captain, the Kazon seem to be more cautious this time, but they're still ready to attack. What are our orders? So we can do a show of force, attempt to negotiate using your previous diplomatic success to build trust, or use a transporter module to make a harmless object appear, causing a distraction. Let's do that. It's guaranteed success. And it's most of the chance is very, very good success. Critical success. The away team uses a transporter module to beam a small plant into the Kazon camp. The sudden appearance of the strange green object causes confusion and alarm among the Kazon, allowing the away team to slip past them and enter the tunnel unnoticed. Captain, we've reached the tunnel entrance. Using the transporter signal amplifier now to find the possible breaches in the security barrier. So I can just use the amplifier, which is just using Balana again. If I use Balana again, she's going to continue to be fatigued. Do I need Balana after this point? Probably not until the final check. So we might as well use her again now. Yeah. Unless I want to use multiple people on this next check, but I don't think I do. So let's just do this. Success. The away team deploys the transporter signal amplifier, carefully scanning the barrier for any vulnerabilities. After a few tense moments, they locate a small breach in the energy fields. They successfully transport themselves through the opening and into the tunnel. Beyond the barrier, the tunnel opens into a breathtaking sight. Embedded into a large cavern, a futuristic environment with smooth white walls emerges in front of the away team, glowing in a warm white light and littered with patches of green. The Ocampa City. Captain, we're inside the Ocampa City. There's a maze of streets and chambers. How should we proceed to find Tom and Chakotay? So we can do a systematic search, or I can just let Cass do it, which we're going to do. Cass approaches a group of Ocampa, respectfully asking for assistance in locating the missing Tom and Chakotay. The Ocampa, touched by her concern, eagerly provide directions to a medical facility. The away team eventually finds their crew members awake but disorientated, surrounded by strange medical equipment. Chakotay instinctively reaches for a weapon, but before any confrontation can occur, the ground starts to shake violently. A message from Captain Janeway cuts through the joy of reunion. The caretaker array has apparently repositioned itself and is now firing at the tunnel entrance. We need to get out of here, so I can lead the team through the collapsing tunnels, or clear a path through the debris, which is a guaranteed success, so I'm going to do that. The away team clears a path through the collapsing tunnels, using their phasers to blast away debris and create a safe passage. They dodge falling rocks and collapsing ceilings, ensuring everyone escapes safely. Soon they reach the exit, the security barrier, the only thing standing between them and their escape. The tremors are interfering with the signal amplifier's focus, Captain. The connection is constantly being interrupted. We can't beam out like this. So, what I don't understand, is there any reason why I shouldn't do this? Instead of doing that? I don't know. I'm going to do this anyway. Analyze the tremors, interference pattern, recalibrate the transporter signal amplifier accordingly. Let's do it. It was a success. The team analyzes the tremors interference pattern and quickly recalibrates the transporter signal amplifier to compensate. The transporter signal stabilizes, allowing the away team to lock onto the beam and materialize safely back on Voyager. Wonderful. Okay, and you get extra, I guess you get extra bonuses for critical success? No, you get the same bonus. Alright, so, I don't know. Sure. Chakotay recruited. Back on Voyager, Tom Paris breathes a sigh of relief when Chakotay eyes his Starfleet rescuers with suspicion. The Maquis commander struggles to understand the sudden alliance. Captain Chakotay, welcome aboard Voyager. I'm Captain Catherine Janeway, and Mr. Paris, it's good to have my pilot back. What? No champagne? Not even the replicated? I'm Commander Chakotay of the Maquis. Torres, what's going on here? Long story, Chakotay. Short version, we're stuck with the Federation sycophants in the Delta Quadrant. And we share a common goal, getting back home. Anything you learned on the planet could help us. What did you learn about the Ocampa? What can you tell us about the Ocampa? Naive, friendly, they don't get out much, and that's good because they wouldn't survive. Apparently they've been living underground for longer than anyone can remember. That's true. Our ancestors lived on the surface once. Ancient journals tell us the caretaker opened a deep chasm and led us underground. Any idea why? They mentioned a warming? The day our surface tunnel turned into a desert. On that day the caretaker appeared and built our city. Since then he has provided for the Ocampa. How selfless of him. I do not believe this to be a selfless act, Captain. The caretaker's focused interest on the Ocampa is illogical. There must be a reason, though it eludes me for now. Have you learned anything about the caretaker? Did you learn anything about the caretaker? They say he's been acting out of the ordinary lately, abducting people. And he increased their power supply to half a decade. And he destroyed the tunnels. It sounds like he's preparing for something, but what? Do you know why you were sent to the Ocampa? The caretaker mentioned you might have what he needs. Can you make sense of that? We woke up covered in scabs. The Ocampa said that we were sent away to prevent some kind of plague. Except we weren't sick before. They also mentioned others with the same disease, but they didn't last. They died. I'm only both in sickbay now. Captain, their condition is unusual. It appears to be a cellular disruption caused by the introduction of foreign genetic material. The bodies are rejecting it rather violently, I might add. They're fortunate. A few more days and the cellular disruption would have been fatal. Foreign genetic material? For what purpose? An excellent question, Commander. It appears to be introduced deliberately, though why anyone would want to inject them with incompatible DNA is beyond my comprehension. Prognosis, Doctor? I've already started the treatment. With my expertise, they should make a full recovery. Good. Captain, there is now enough evidence to form a reasonable hypothesis. The caretaker provides the Ocampa with a mere 5 years' worth of energy, then destroys the access tunnels. In addition, he frequently mentioned running out of time. The caretaker has sustained the Ocampa for millennia. Why the sudden urgency? It is illogical. My conclusion is that he does not intend to continue his role as caretaker. The Doctor's discovery further confirms my hypothesis. The caretaker is enacting measures to safeguard the Ocampa for as long as possible. However, they will run out of energy eventually, so he seeks a successor, someone who holds the key to their survival, a compatibility with the caretaker's DNA. This explains the abduction and subsequent testing of individuals from various sectors. I believe that the caretaker is dying. If he dies, how the hell are we supposed to get home? We have to return to the array before it's too late. Captain, given the caretaker's reluctance to cooperate, a more assertive approach may be necessary. The Vulcan's right. If that overgrown energy blob won't send us home, we'll blast our way out. Phasers, torpedoes, the whole shebang. I believe a bit of tactical planning is in order. Shields first, then phasers. I haven't finished shields. Okay, so I need to make my shields done. So let's pause our ruined room and get my guys repairing the shield generator. 2 cycles. Okay. So do we want to start moving to the other system again? Back here? Because it's 2 cycles away. I think so, yeah. So we'll jump over there. Shield generator is done. Okay, cool. And I assume it works the same way that the other ones work from how it's describing things. As in, it works the same way that the phaser control room works and all of that sort of stuff. So let's do that. System. I guess I'm heading back to the caretaker array? Yes. Wait. Pause. Okay, emergency quarters are done. Repair and activate the torpedo launch bay. Oh, I didn't finish that. Oops. Oh, I missed it. Okay, apologies. 3 cycles? I'm going to skip cycles. Hull reinforcement's done. Or no, has been learned, but isn't done. I now need to go down to, if I wanted that, I'm going to have to go down to wherever that is, which is... Ooh. Workshop? No, I can't craft that. I guess I have to put it in a new slot, like... Do I have to use like one of these slots for it? Nope. Do I just have it by default now? I don't entirely know. I'll be honest, but I'm sure it will tell me if I wait long enough. Right. Let's skip a cycle. We've now finished this torpedo launch bay and the ruined room. Wonderful. Our offensive and defensive capabilities have been restored, Captain. We're as ready as we'll ever be. Let's show this quadrant what we're really made of. Let's do it. Captain, we've reached our destination. Orders? Continue. It seems we were expected, Captain. It's the Kazon. The lead ship is hailing us. They're probably not calling to chat. I'll have our Maquis Raider manned. You'll have support if this turns into a fight, Captain. Excellent idea, but let's see what the Kazon have to say first. Back for more, are you? Don't think your silk tongue will work this time. All we care about is getting home, Jabin. We'll beam over to the array and see if we can arrange that. Oh, I'm sure you have another fancy speech prepared for the entity, but I won't allow it. We have no dispute with you. Of course not, you'd rather talk your way into getting what you want. This is absurd, we have no intention of challenging you. Not as gullible as you think, the array's power is mine. Jabin, can we discuss this like two civilized... He's disconnected, Captain, and they're powering up their weapons. Battle stations. Each combat encounter you may choose up to 3 heroes to utilize their specific strengths and abilities. Use the plus symbols to select new heroes. Okay. So I'm gonna select Tuvok. Yeah. Alana. And Tom Paris. Let's start combat. The Voyager will fight semi-autonomously. Phasers are fired automatically, torpedoes manually, and you control the ship by opening the command menu and deciding how to approach the enemy. What are your orders, Captain? Orders. Order your ship to try and attack or defend a side with either defensive or offensive movement. Fleeing requires enemy engines to be damaged, while surrendering costs resources as a form of payment. You can also repair damaged subsystems. Proceed to offensive movement. Engines? Combat is paused. Unpause. Okay. We're attacking, I guess. That's cool. Hero abilities. In battle, the hero's abilities can be activated by either by selecting with the mouse or by pressing number keys. The blue countdown indicates the ability is activated, while a white countdown shows the cooldown time until the ability is ready for use again. For more detailed information about the effects of the abilities, hover over the respective image with the mouse. Warp Core Overcharge. Temporarily gain 1 additional energy that can be allocated freely, 20-second cooldown. I don't need any extra energy, so that's fine. I think. Keep firing. I don't know if we're doing badly or well or whatever. Fires a double phaser or dodges an enemy attacks for a limited time, granting a brief window of invulnerability. Let's do double phaser and dodging. That looks cool. I don't know if we did anything, but it looks cool. So this is what I'm targeting. I guess I'm targeting their engines. Torpedoes have to be fired manually. Shift key or left trigger on controller. They are very powerful weapons, causing great damage to systems and hull. However, their effect is negligible against shields. Make sure you fire from the right angle. So they've got shields on this... Oh, but we're on this side. Wait. Is this us on this side of them? I'm just trying to think about how we can reorganize things here. So if I was zoomed out more, that's as much as I can zoom out. That's them facing the front here, right? So that's the front of their ship. So they have no shields on this side. So if I fire a torpedo on this side, then we're going to get them, right? Now, how do you fire a torpedo again? It did literally just tell me. Oh wait, no, I told them to fire on something else. But yes, fire on their weapons seems good. Or on their shields, actually. Warp core? No, fire on the weapons. Yeah. That's fine. Torpedo. I know it literally just told me. Oh, shift. Right. So. I think I fired a torpedo. We've destroyed their weapons. Ability available. Do I need to use it? Combat is paused. What does OR mean? I don't know what OR means. Oh, an enemy ship has surrendered, Captain. Oh, I see. Can I target a different ship? Maybe? No, not that ship. It surrendered, so... Do I win? We appear to be doing something over there, but... How do I target that ship? Am I... Where am I going? Am I firing on that ship? Oh, out of range maybe? OR? Out of range? Yes, we are moving to the next ship. I see. Ah. Okay. That's fine. They just fire at me? I thought they surrendered. Movement target reached. Okay, now I can fire. And then maybe torpedo. I won! Okay, if you say so. I don't fully understand what was happening, but it's sort of like FTL. So I think that was the Maquis ship running into their ship in order to disable it. We pushed them back, but it was a close call. We got our crew beamed off in time before the raider exploded. You are strong, Captain, but there is strength in numbers. I have called for reinforcements. This array will be mine. I guess we don't have much time. Hail the array. Well, aren't you persistent? You should send us back where we came from. Impossible. I have barely enough strength to complete my work. I must protect the Ocampa. If I don't, the Kazon will steal their water. They won't be able to survive. Must let go of the Ocampa. Did you ever consider allowing the Ocampa to care for themselves? They're children. Children grow up, they need challenges. Maybe the Ocampa are stronger than you think. Send us home. You've dragged us into this, you need to send us... Captain, Jabin wasn't bluffing. His reinforcements have arrived. I could try to access the array systems to transport us to the Alpha Quadrant, Captain. No, I'm fading. Time is up. If you leave, the array will be destroyed, or will be left to the Kazon. They will annihilate the Ocampa. You must destroy it. Don't listen to him, we'll be stranded. Please protect the Ocampa. What is right and what is easy? The caretaker fades away, collapsing into an inert, crystalline form. Janeway is now faced with an impossible choice. Return home to the Alpha Quadrant, leaving the Ocampa defenseless, or sacrifice Voyager's return to ensure their safety. The clock is ticking. He's gone. Captain, the Kazon are closing in. Shall I try to access the primary control systems and send us back? Well, you know what? Because this is the demo, and we're obviously way off canon. Access the primary control systems to return home. Protecting the Ocampa would violate the Prime Directive. My responsibility is to this crew. Access the control systems. We're going home. Well, actually, it wouldn't violate the Prime Directive, as they said in the show, because the Prime Directive is that you should not meddle in the affairs of civilizations that haven't achieved warp travel, as in they can't travel vast distances in space easily, right? Is the barrier before you introduce them to galactic civilization in order to not warp their society by having early access to technology. The thing is, the Ocampa have already been interacted with by warp capable people, like the Caretaker and the Kazon. So they're not in any way covered by it, but whatever. It's what our Janeway has said, and obviously it's wrong because it wasn't what happened in canon. You're abandoning the Ocampa. To hell with the Prime Directive. They deserve a chance to live. Follow through. Access primary control systems to return home. Is my ship, Commander. Tuvok, now. Attempting to access the primary control systems, Captain. Transit program initiated. The array is ready. Engage. Homeward bound. Janeway makes the call. Voyager will return home. Tuvok activates the Caretaker's technology and a blinding white light engulfs the ship. Uncertainty hangs in the air. Will it work? Will they make it back? Time seems to freeze as the crew braces for the unknown. Home again, home again. Voyager materializes in the Alpha Quadrant. The familiar stars a welcome sight, but the joy of returning home quickly fades as Starfleet and the Maquis meet eyes. Just moments ago they were allies, united by a common goal. Now, back in familiar territory, the reason for their alliance has vanished. We're back. We actually made it. You abandoned the Ocampa, Janeway. Left them to the Kazon, another powerful enemy preying on the weak, just like the Cardassians. I won't apologize for putting my crew first, Chakotay. If you remember, the only reason you and I formed this alliance was to get our people home safely. And now we're back to being enemies. Is that it? You're gonna hand us over to Starfleet? You know what? Sure. Yes. I respect what we've accomplished together, Commander, but my loyalty belongs to Starfleet. You and your crew will be detained. I should have known better. Starfleet will always be Starfleet. You bastards! We fought side by side with you. We saved your ship. We helped you get home. You can't do this. I can and I will. Lieutenant Tuvok, escort the Commander and his crew to the brig. Aye, Captain. Commander, if you please. You talked about unity, about working together, always the noble heroes until it's inconvenient. You sicken me, Janeway. Captain, with all due respect, this isn't right. They helped us get home. They saved my life. We can't just imprison them. Personal bonds must be ignored. I know this is difficult, but sometimes duty requires us to make difficult choices. Personal feelings cannot interfere with our obligations to Starfleet. But is duty always right? Captain Janeway acted in accordance with Starfleet protocol. It was the only logical choice. So, does that mean I'm heading back to that penal colony? Because honestly, I'd rather take my chances with the Borg than be locked up with Chakotay and the others. I think the deal was that he got out of the colony for helping find the Maquis, which he did, so that's fine. I made you a promise, Mr. Paris, didn't I? And perhaps a certain pilot with your unique skills might find himself back on Voyager sooner than he thinks. That's music to my ears, Captain. I'll show Starfleet what this pilot extraordinaire can really do. Well, gentlemen, it seems our adventure has come to an end. Mr. Paris, set a course for Starfleet headquarters. It's time to report in. And for a coffee break. Caretaker. Captain, you've reached the end of the demo. You've escaped fate and brought Voyager home against all odds. A peaceful return, but you've missed out on all the exciting adventures and discoveries the crew would have experienced otherwise. The adventure you've chosen to skip is waiting for you. Add Star Trek Voyager across the unknown to your wish list and prepare for an eventful journey when the full game launches. Thank you for playing. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know if I'm going to play it when it comes out. I mean, I'm going to play it when it comes out. I don't know if I'm going to play it on the channel. But I might. There's a chance that I would. It was quite fun. I think that I can see where the systems are going to start shining. Obviously, we basically just played through a tutorial, so there's not so much that we can tell from it, but you can see where you're going to have to be like, okay, well, it's going to be that many cycles to get there and that many cycles to get there, and it's going to be very resource management, and also it's resource management with you heading into unknowns, right? So it's like, I'm going to go here and hope that we have a system that has, you know, fuel, because I need fuel. Or, well, actually, I need to go for the risky amount of fuel, because if I don't go for the risky amount of fuel, we're going to run out before we get to this place. And that's going to mean that we're going to have to find another source between here and there. And you can see where the different balancing acts are going to come in here. Along with the fact that it's got like story-based things that are going to come up and be like, okay, well now you have to make a choice. Are you doing a run where you're going to be all about Starfleet? Are you doing a run where you're going to be completely disregarding that? How are you going to play? And I think that adds in an extra little interesting quirk, a little interesting element to the FTL formula, because FTL, basically, there was kind of a story, but the main thing is it was purely gameplay, right? Like, the game was very gameplay focused. Seeing the same formula with like a little story on top of it, I kind of like it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time for whatever comes next. Thank you for watching, see you next time, goodbye.